Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor, and I want to talk to you today about the IRS top audit targets and audit flags. They just came out. I'm going to look at them and read them. I've been doing this work for a real long time, but IRS changes. By the way, I worked at IRS 10 years. I've worked thousands of IRS cases, thousands, and these change from time to time. Some of them are the same old, so I want to read the list so you understand, in fact, what they are. I'll go over. Some of them are just unusual high deductions. Now you're going to say, well, gee, that's obvious. Well, yeah, it is. It is the IRS too, so that's why they're pulled. So anyone worth their weight at IRS or anyone who does returns can look at this tax return and say, that's a high target. Well, that doesn't mean your tax return is going to be pulled for audit. It means it's a flag. That flag has a value to it. Let's say IRS doesn't audit a return until there's 100 audit target points. Let me give you an example. Let's say this unusual high deduction, it's so high it's worth 80 points. All you need is another 20 points. IRS may pull this return for an audit. There's more to this than this. I'm going to go. The other is large cash transactions. Banks have to fill out a form 8300 for $10,000 transactions. So when we start to see, as a former agent, these, we understand it's something to look at. It doesn't mean anything, but remember, we're looking at a lot of other factors, not just, in fact, this. The other is home office deduction. Oh my God. People love to put on the dog for a home office deduction. You know, once again, you want to push the envelope, push it. That is a target for IRS. Why? It's a target for abuse. It has been actually ever since I worked at IRS back in '73. It was a target. The next one is business use of a vehicle. That's another one that's been there. When I started working in IRS in 1973, I remember in the break room, the audit section would say, yeah, this guy said he drove his car 100,000 miles, and the guy probably drove his car around the block 6 times. That was it. But these are the typical. But remember, everything starts putting you over the points meter for a potential audit pull. It's not one thing, it's the preponderance of your score. You have to understand. Schedule C filers, oh my God, that's where the cheating, or I like to say aggressive deductions take. This is a big target for IRS. IRS knows companies make X amount of dollars. The only way to go ahead and knock that down is to do what? Put high deductions for all expense items. So there's ratios you look at. You may say, well, if a business makes, say, 100,000, you're going to accept about 35-40% in possible business expenses. Sometimes we're down to companies, well, we only made 10,000 out of 100,000. IRS knows and sets their algorithms based on this. Once again, you're pushing the audit meter up and up and up. The other one is the earned income tax credit. That's big. People have been complaining that IRS audit people at lower levels, anyone under 25,000, oh my God, they're being audited. IRS is picking on these people. No, it's because the earned income tax credit is taken in this group, and that's why IRS pulls them. It's not because they want to. People are taking this deduction that shouldn't. These are maybe your 1040 filers not making a lot of money. And the last one is offshore accounts and digital assets. That's big. IRS has groups now just dedicated to this. So I just want you to know you have a bunch of more CPAs, even tax attorneys, high-end IRS agents are looking, revenue agents, for instance, which is the highest grade auditor, are really looking at this. So let me go over unusual high deductions on your return, a large cash transaction, not just one, many, home office deduction, business use vehicle, Schedule C, earned income credit, really more for the lower, the people that don't make as much in offshore accounts. Remember, it's a preponderance of evidence. It's not any one thing. It's a series of things. You give an IRS agent like me, or a former IRS agent, I should say, a tax return. I'm going to tell you like that if it's going to get audited. So if you need your tax return reviewed by a former IRS agent for a potential audit, we either represent you in audit, or if you're going to owe tax, we do that too. We do everything. I've worked thousands of IRS cases. Thank you for listening. I give you everything I have. Remember, don't get ripped off by people. Thank you so much. Blessings. Appreciate subscriptions.